Good afternoon and welcome to yet another edition of YES101's Visual Radio. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Dithmini De Silva.
Newsfirst headline.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe says renewable energy will drive Sri Lanka's future. Large crowds gather at Immigration Department head office to obtain passports. In news overseas, Trump faces revised 2020 election interference charges. And in tennis, former champion Raducanu out in US Open first round. The news in detail. President Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is also an independent presidential candidate, has outlined his vision for an economy driven by renewable energy. Speaking in English to avoid making a political speech, Wickremesinghe emphasized the urgency of meeting the 2050 climate change deadline and the importance of renewable energy in achieving this goal. President Ranil Wickremesinghe declared open the open cycle phase of the Soba Danavi 350 megawatt combined cycle power plant at Kerevalpitiya today, the first Sri Lankan power plant to be operated on LNG as the primary fuel.
As we are coming to an end to the hydropower that we can utilize, we have to now think of new sources of energy which will also fit in to the climate change policies of the world. And here renewable energy will be the next area of concentration for Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka must be a surplus producer of renewable energy. There will be always a demand for surplus energy, and if the India-Singapore power line comes into being, we've just got to get on to it. So there is a future. And this is why this is one of the growth sectors. Like what apparel was for us in 77, renewable energy must be for us in the next decade. So in the government plans have certainly made provision for the expansion of renewable energy. Let's maximize what we have.
In more local news, a large number of people had arrived at the Department of Immigration and Immigration Head Office in Battaramulla today to obtain passports. Passports will be issued based on the order of arrival from today. In recent days, the Department of Immigration and Immigration had imposed restrictions on the issuance of passports due to a limited supply of empty passports. As a result, heavy congestion was reported near the department head office yesterday, followed by a heated situation. The new first-come, first-served approach aims to streamline the process and manage the demand more effectively. Newsfirst correspondent said police intervened and commenced registering people to obtain passports.
International news.
US prosecutors have issued revised charges against former President Donald Trump for his alleged attempts to interfere in the 2020 election after he lost to Joe Biden. They are in response to a US Supreme Court ruling last month that said presidents enjoy broad immunity from criminal prosecution for official acts while in office. The revised indictment lays out the same 4 criminal counts against Trump, which he denies, but they now relate to his status as a political candidate rather than a sitting president.
Sports news.
Emma Raducanu says she wants to play more matches before Grand Slam tournaments after losing to Sofia Kenin in the US Open first round. Britain's Raducanu, who lost 6-1, 3-6, 6-4, was searching for her first victory in New York since unexpectedly winning the title in 2021 as a teenage qualifier. She fell in the first round in 2022 and missed last year's tournament as she recovered from wrist and ankle surgery. And with that, we wrap up this edition of YES101's Visual Radio. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Dithmini De Silva.